Hey everyone out there, this is Chip Moreno coming to you from Ecuador this evening. I'm here to talk to you about the investor visa and give you a full breakdown of the Ecuador investor visa. So let's get started. This is a 2-year temporary residence visa. You can come and go as you please during that 2 years. To maintain your track to permanent residency, you would need to be in Ecuador. You wouldn't be able to leave for more than 90 days during your visa period. So as soon as your visa is approved, you have a budget of 90 days outside of Ecuador. If you're outside of Ecuador when it's approved, that clock starts ticking. And if you exceed 90 days, you cannot apply for permanent residency at month 21. Something to know about the investor visa is using property that you buy in Ecuador or using a business you bought in Ecuador is technically possible. It's in the rules, but it can be challenging. For example, with the municipal values of property, if you bought a property for $100,000, but the municipal value was $20,000, I believe you might have problems using it, even though it might be above that limit of 100 SBUs, 100 salary units. As of July of 2026, the salary unit's $482 a month. So the investment for this year is $48,200. So the easiest investment to use would be a certificate of deposit in an Ecuadorian bank. You wouldn't be able to touch it during the 2 years it's invested. It's got to have at least a 2-year term to cover your whole visa period. Some banks don't even pay you the interest while it's in there. I believe some other banks do. I'm not an expert on all of the banks and all of their CDs, but that's the easiest way to go because CDs are typically pretty standard, and I believe the Visa Ministry approves investor visas easier when they can see it's in a CD because the value is less questionable. With property, especially if there's multiple owners, it can get very complicated, so just something to watch out for with the Ecuador investor visa. But anyway, you need to invest $48,200 into Ecuador. In future years, that will increase. So especially if you're doing an investor visa right now, you would want a buffer in there. You wouldn't want to just invest $48,200. If you kept working on the visa past January of 2027, that SBU could go up, and you wouldn't want your investment to be below the threshold. So invest the amount you need to invest. If you're coming from the US, you'll need an FBI and state background check. Those will need to be apostilled and certified translated. If you're coming from a different country, you'll need a federal background check of whatever country you're coming from. It's a good idea to have at least one SBU of monthly income going into a bank account. Better if it's Ecuadorian, but still totally possible if it's an American bank. Just typically the foreign bank statements might need to be apostilled as well. Something good to have as a backup, I believe the investment should cover you for both the medios de lecitos requirement, right, showing your monthly income, as well as obviously the investment requirement. But even if it does cover both, always have one SBU coming to you can show in case Ecuador requests that. But your investment should cover both requirements. You'll need a passport photo, you'll need a scan of your passport. The applications are accepted on the e-visa portal. If you have dependents, you'll want an additional $250 a month in that monthly income. And you'll probably want your dependents to show their own SBU monthly income in an account in their name as well. Ecuador typically responds to visa applications in 60 to 95 days. It's always a good idea to get the visa before you actually move here so you don't run out of your tourist days. I hope this gave you some information on some of the nuances of the Ecuador investor visa. Let me know in the comments your questions about the investor visa. This was a short breakdown of Ecuador's investment visa as of 2026. Once again, my name is Chip Moreno. I run EcuaPass Ecuador Visa Services. I run EcuaInsure, which is an insurance company, and I run EcuadorTranslations.com, which is a certified translations company. Of course, we can help you do your investor visa to Ecuador if you're planning on moving here, but let me know in the comments your questions, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.